Then the Lord answered Job out of the storm. Who is this darkening my plans with his ignorant words? Stand up like a man and brace yourself. I will ask questions and you give the answers. Where were you when I founded the earth? Tell me if you know so much. Do you know who's determined its dimensions? Or who stretched the measuring line across it? Or what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone when the morning stars sang together, and all the angels of God shouted for joy? Who shut up the sea behind closed doors when it gushed forth from the womb, when I made the clouds its blanket, and dense fog its swaddling cloth? When I made the breakers its boundary, set its gates and bars, and said, You may come this far, but no farther. Here your proud waves must stop. Have you ever in your life called up the dawn, and made the morning know its place, so that it could take hold of the edges of the earth, and shake the wicked out of it? Then the earth is changed like clay under a seal, until its colors are fixed like those of a garment. But with the wicked the light is withheld, and the arm raised to strike is broken. Have you gone down to the springs of the sea, or explored the limits of the deep? Have the gates of death been revealed to you, the gates of death like darkness? Have you surveyed the full extent of the earth? Say so, if you know it all. Which way leads to where light has its home, and darkness, where does it dwell? If you knew, you could take each to its place, and set it on its homeward path. You know, of course, because you were born then. By now you must be very old. Have you gone into the storehouses for snow, or seen the storehouses for hail, which I save for times of trouble, for days of battle and war? By what path is light dispersed, or the east wind poured out on the land? Who cut a channel for the downpours, or a way for the lightning and thunder, causing it to rain where no one is, in a desert without anyone there, drenching the waste and desolate ground, till the tender grass sprouts? Does the rain have a father? Who is the father of dewdrops? From whose womb does ice come? Who gives birth to the frost of heaven, when water becomes as hard as stone, and the surface of the deep freezes solid? Can you tie up the cords of the Pleiades, or loosen the belt of Orion? Can you lead out the constellations of the zodiac in their season, or guide the great bear and its cubs? Do you know the laws of the sky? Can you determine how they affect the earth? Can you raise your voice to the clouds, and make them cover you with a flood of rain? Can you send lightning bolts on their way? Will they say to you, Here we are? Who put wisdom in people's inner parts? Who gave understanding to the mind? Who by wisdom can number the clouds? Who can tilt the water skins of heaven, so that the dust becomes a mass of mud, and its clods stick together? Can you hunt prey for a lioness, or satisfy the appetite of the young lions, when they crouch in their dens or lie in ambush in their lairs? Who provides food for the raven, when his young cry out to God, and wander about for lack of food? Do you know when mountain goats give birth? Have you seen deer in labor? Can you tell how many months they carry their young? Do you know when they give birth, when they crouch down and bring forth their young, when they deliver their fawns? Their young become strong, growing up in the open, they leave and never return. Who lets the wild donkey roam freely? Who sets the wild donkey loose from its shackles? I made the Arahvah its home, the salty desert its place to live. It scorns the noise of the city, and hears no driver's shouts. It ranges over the hills for its pasture, searching for anything green. Would a wild ox be willing to serve you? Would it stay by your stall? Would you tie a rope around its neck, and make it plough furrows for you? Would you trust its great strength enough to let it do your heavy work, and rely on it to bring home your seed, and gather the grain from your threshing floor? An ostrich's wings beat wildly, although its pinions lack plumage. It lays its eggs on the ground, and lets them be warmed by the sand, forgetting that a foot may crush them, or a wild animal trample them. It treats its chicks heartlessly, as if they were not its own. Even if her labor is in vain, it doesn't really care, because God has deprived it of wisdom and given it no share in understanding. When the time comes, it flaps its wings, scorning both horse and rider. Did you give the horse its strength? Did you clothe its neck with a mane? Did you make him able to leap like a locust? Its majestic snorting is frightening. It paws with force and exults with vigor. then charges into battle, mocking at fear. Unafraid, it does not shy away from the sword. The rider's quiver rattles over it, his gleaming spear and javelin. Frenzied and eager, it devours the ground, scarcely believing the shofar has sounded. At the sound of the shofar it whinnies, as far afar it scents the battle, the roar of the chiefs and the shouting. Is it your wisdom that sets the hawk soaring, spreading its wings toward the south? Does the eagle fly up when you say so, to build its nest in the heights? It lives and spends its nights on the cliffs. A rocky crag is its fortress. From there it spots its prey, its eyes see it afar off. Its young ones suck up blood wherever the slain are. There it is. Continuing to address Job, the Lord said, "Does the critic still want to dispute Shaddai? Let him who wants to correct God give an answer." Then Job replied to Adonai, the Lord, "I am too ashamed. I have nothing to say. I lay my hand over my mouth. Yes, I spoke once, but I won't answer more. All right, twice, but I won't go on.